Hey, there's nothing there. I got my asshole.
Air. Light. It's a room. That's an obvious thing to happen when you walk out of a dark room.
And Doyle, maybe don't touch anything you're not supposed to. Did you hear the voiceover?
It's your fault.
No, how is it my fault? It was you.
You pushed me. I didn't touch. Black people don't touch boards. What do you mean? Oh,
So do you just keep the Ouch podcast in the back room as backup?
No.
Calm down, dude.
Did anybody smell this? It smells like vinegar. What?
All natural, dude. Come on. All right. What's the
Silence. It's time to play.
This again?
Life. Death. Your choice. Play my game, and you shall live.
Alright. How about you suck these nuts, you dumb mother...
Ouch, cat smoke.
Guys, look, it's a crow.
Jerome, what's up, baby? When you get out, you looking good, brother. Look, you got the perm and everything. Hey, y'all, it's Jerome.
You're real sick of shit.
You can't be serious, Rene. What sick game are you playing with the Ouchcast?
Me? I'm not doing anything. This isn't me, alright? I know as much as you guys do.
He doesn't look like a drum.
Black Lives Matter.
What the actual fuck, Doyle?
What? You don't see the circumstances? Black guy, group of people, death game. I ain't dying first.
Yeah, but Bryan died first.
I ain't dying second.
Third, Doyle! Third!
Choices. Chance. Who dies next? 3 drinks. 1 poison.
Oh, fuck. You guys are so crazy. I'm out.
They're all poisoned.
2 left. 1 door. The key to your exit has been inside you all along.
No. Listen here, you sick. I'm not gonna play any more of these games, alright? The key's not on me at all. I do have the keys. They're in my pocket the whole time. Well, I guess we could just get out of here right now, right?
Wait, Doyle, no. The keys. Not gonna be me knees. Finally a movie with a black guy doesn't die.
Don't do shoot, bitch!
Nick, you do realize this was all a skit, right? No one actually died.
Well, who's down to bury a body?
Recording at 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California at Undercity Comics. Keeping Up with the Nerds presents issue 170. My name is Bryan.
Nick.
Rene.
And welcome to the show, everyone. Why is the camera all the way over here? And on the other side, we've got guests? Ouch Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Angel.
Hey.
We've got Doyle. We've got Enrique. Welcome to the show, guys. Thank you so much.
George,
for
we hate
joining
you.
us. Oh, okay. Starting off strong. That's how. That's
Also,
how
I'm changing my name to Jose.
Oh. I've already told you. I've already told you. Okay, this is an error. I've apologized. Error on my end because I wrote the script out.
Don't apologize.
And
No,
I've
no need to
confirmed
apologize.
with my associates as well.
Racial
The
profiling.
three people. What do you mean racial profiling?
That's why I'm
I
here.
messaged you guys.
You saw a Hispanic
Twice.
man and you went, his name is Jose.
Yeah.
and-
for
and-
Jose.
It was
Enrique from the Mexican delegation rejects Angel's petition to join us.
How
The
does that-
views of Bryan are not the views of the Outcast.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Wait.
Yeah.
Quiet, Jose.
Oh, sorry.
So who speaks for who here? Oh,
This is a sticky subject. We've been arguing about this for 2 years now.
Is it George all along? That's why he didn't
It's
show
George.
up.
That's why he's not here.
He's the
There you go.
boxed. Wait, where's George? I thought we had him represented properly.
No, he's gone.
No, there he is, flatter.
Oh, there he is. Here's George.
Hello,
Everybody
Georgie.
say hi to Boxy Brown.
Georgie, how's everything going? It's all right? It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Sriracha. Flat Earth.
Yeah.
That's fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
See, you
Where's
guys
this
would be
from?
seeing all these
All right,
vids
enough, George.
if you went to our YouTube channel, like Keeping Up with the Nerds. Go subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Do you guys actually listen to the Ouch Podcast? You guys
Or-
are fans? Or you guys know about him? Let us know.
All three of you.
All three. Okay.
4. Okay, come on. There's one more person.
Did we bring
out
over our 3 fans?
Actually,
Yeah,
you know
our
what?
three fans are
Better
here.
yet, let them know who's your favorite Ouch Podcast member. Is it George?
It's definitely George.
It
mom
might
is
be
very
George the
impressed.
Box. What?
Okay.
what? My mom watches.
Your mom watches our show?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh,
Hi, Mom.
I'm sorry, Nick's
Hi, Miss
mom.
Valero. Thanks for the support.
She doesn't.
I was gonna say. He's gonna say.
Well, if you haven't followed our socials, go follow us on our socials. Instagram, Facebook, X.
X? You guys are on an X still?
X.
Yeah, we're on X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
X.
X.
Oh, every time we do it, he's got to do the whole
Wakanda
X thing.
forever
yeah,
thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Every time I hear X, I always remember that game on Sega Genesis. X-Men.
Oh, it was like,
Every time you did your special, X.
Gave it to you. Sorry.
and copy struck. That's it.
Oh,
Shut it down.
sorry.
Yeah,
Shut
thanks.
it down
Thanks a lot.
already.
That's what I do all the time.
You can't
And if
get
you
us
guys
canceled.
can't watch us, because you guys are on the go, don't do what Nick does. Go listen to our audio platforms.
What does that mean?
It means you drive and watch YouTube videos
Damn right.
Or Netflix.
or Netflix.
Shout out to everybody who drives and watch YouTube, huh?
Dude.
Hey man, that's like I was doing.
So-
the guy was like, "I'm trying to keep up with the nerds, man," and he kept on driving.
It's Wednesday.
Imagine, that'd be so funny.
He was like, it's Wednesday, new episode.
Just
Here's the
like-
thing.
Yeah, just
I
like-
was actually impressed with Nick.
What?
The one time we had to watch Ahsoka together. I think was it the season finale?
Yeah.
It was the season finale.
That was impressive. Yeah.
That was impressive because we planned on watching the season finale together on Discord. And I think it was like, what, 42 minutes long or something like that?
45.
45?
45, 46.
They're on Discord.
Yeah. Anything we say, are you guys just going to start like butting heads at this point?
Yes. Yes.
I've
this is
got
great.
nothing.
I feel like Discord's a touchy subject.
We have a whole list of touchy subjects. So
What else can we bring up that'll make them fight, dude?
I don't know.
Apple pie?
Oh, yeah.
The Flash.
Of it? Oh. Wait, which one? The movie?
The movie.
The terrible one.
Baby burrito.
I didn't.
What?
The burrito in the microwave or the baby in the microwave. Whatever.
Oh, that scene.
I just realized from this. Did we cut you?
No, that was from me locking my keys in the car earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, we got here early, and I pull up, and he's outside. I'm like, oh, cool, he's here early.
I'm
and he's-
shaking my
and
head,
and,
looking
and I'm
down.
like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late, I guess.
Wait.
And I show up, and I drive next to him, and he's like, I'm like, okay, can I help me with stuff? He's like, yeah, but I locked my keys in the car.
Wait, when did we cut him? What?
No, because I saw his arm.
Yeah.
It's a fresh cut.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, did we cut you in the middle of the skin?
Don't worry, it's dry, it's sterile
It
now.
was the box that Nick threw you.
I'll lick it later.
That was a solid throw.
Anyways,
sorry,
Nick
Enrique,
joins us
my
on
hip-
Discord
Yeah.
and like literally says, "Oh, I just finished watching the episode." The episode came out like right
6
at
o'clock.
6. He had like by the time he got home, he had watched the episode on the
6:50.
drive. Met us on Discord and
Nice.
said, "Oh, I'm gonna watch it again."
Don't
And I'm
ever
like,
say he
"Dude,
can't multitask.
dude." No.
Lilo Dallas.
I'm autistic.
Multipass.
I think.
Yeah.
No, you said ADHD.
Either one.
Either just one of the two.
Something.
My phone gets HD too.
Guys, tell us about yourselves. What is the Ouch Podcast? Who is the Ouch Podcast? And
Okay,
when
so
is it?
That's a really interesting question.
Why
Enrique?
Ouch?
Enrique,
If I had to sum it up in one word.
right into the mic, dude.
Okay, so the Ouchcast is just like a bunch of topics and like us who are all super opinionated, just riffing on that stuff. And we have a fourth member, George, who we're totally making fun of because he's not here. It's been lately a little absentee. But nevertheless, we all have very different points of view and different approaches to these topics. And usually we'll plan out episodes, but oftentimes it's just us just like figuring it out as we go along. So it can go from doing stuff like nerd stuff to like talking about politics and politics in a fun way because we don't really get too deep into it. But we're all very opinionated. And Angel, our fearless leader over here, is always in with the one-liner. So good times.
Is that why George isn't here? You guys talked about politics and now he went missing.
Yeah.
Replaced by a box.
he has our shooting schedule is usually weekends, which is when he can join us. During the week, he actually has a life. He's the only one that has a life. So that's why we can't.
I want to dispute one thing you said, Enrique.
Yes.
You said Angel is our fearless leader. I happen to know you are afraid of rejection, sir.
And water.
And water.
What?
Yeah, and long form fact based conversations. Yes, that's another big fear of yours.
No, you're just a blowhard, dude.
And
How are you
intimacy.
afraid of
Wait.
water?
I'm kidding.
I was gonna say.
No, but you know
that
what?
sounded a little hurtful, right?
Actually, there is a fun fact. I am afraid of something really stupid.
What?
And
Pickles.
No, Doyle knows what it is, and it's something that I'm okay with saying out loud. Balloons.
Really?
Stupid.
You know what? You're not the. I've met
Balloons,
multiple people who
like
don't
blown up
like
balloons. Like I
Like
I don't
big blown
mind
up
Mylar. It's just like a.
You don't like the pop. You don't like the.
It's that.
It's the rubbery.
It's the
It's gonna pop. It's
What
gonna
about
pop
if
any
someone
minute.
like rubs a balloon?
It's
Like,
gonna pop. It's just
yeah.
it's the pop. The anticipation. The anticipation of the pop is just
Yeah.
like.
Dude, who hurt you,
So,
bro?
I have a question because we did do this to a person who is afraid of balloons.
What haven't you done?
You. No,
Don't.
Tonight?
No,
No?
never.
Okay.
Never.
I just got to get you drunk enough.
Never.
It's not taking advantage.
Nick, we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Now tell me, as somebody who is afraid of balloons, we filled an office of somebody who's afraid of balloons with balloons, so when he opened the door, balloons fell on him.
Nice.
Gee, Doyle, does that sound familiar?
Yes, it does. I think I may have done that too.
No, you didn't, dude.
Yes, I did.
So what happened? You just see like darkness afterwards?
Yeah,
you
me.
woke
Simon
up.
and Garfunkel and him popped up.
I just walked in the room with a balloon in my hand. So, hey, how's it going? He goes, "You're a jerk."
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So actually, Doyle did tell us about this fear before he got here. I'm just kidding.
Wait,
No.
what's all that? No,
It's right behind you.
no. And then another time, this jackass puts my safety vest on the chair with a balloon with a face on it,
Oh.
and then he wrote with it on the back, "Hello, Angel," and it's just in the middle of the.
Oh, wow.
So how do you watch it?
I don't mind them on TV. It's just in person is the
okay.
issue. Like I could.
So if you see a red balloon, you're feared of like.
No.
you're scared of the clown man?
No, I don't. No.
So, Enrique, the next time he disagrees with you about the Flash, just pull out a balloon.
Okay, so
Bring
what?
a Flash balloon. That would be perfect.
I want to know what is the Flash? This whole thing about the Flash.
Okay, it's a good thing I'm sitting in the middle of them because Angel hated the Flash movie.
Even George
And
Clooney?
Enrique loved it.
I loved is a strong word. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I found merits in there, right? And so when we've had this, the thing about it is it started off more like kind of a gag where I'm talking about the movie, I'm kind of giving my merits, and Angel's just shutting everything down without even me being able to finish. So go back to the podcast and listen to that. So
You are fake news.
yeah, and so I ended up finding every opportunity since then in every podcast to bring it up again, and it's just turned into like an ongoing
You know
discussion.
what? I totally understand where that's coming from. Just because Grant Gustin wasn't in it, I mean,
Yeah.
automatically Grant Gustin not.
100%. That's like ridiculous.
Yeah, and not only that, but also how do you use Teddy Sears as the Flash that you show from TV when he wasn't even the Flash? He was Zoom. He was Hunter Solomon.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Enrique,
Wait,
you're alone
so
on this one.
Hang on, Enrique. Did you
Rebuttal.
like the Flash or did you like Batman in the Flash?
That is a great question. I think Batman was the entry point. I enjoyed the story as it was being told. I hated like the CGI. Of course, like everybody else, I didn't enjoy, but I understood sort of some of the choices. At least I thought I did. Although Angel has gave me a good dissertation on it. But yeah, Batman was honestly like sort of the grease that was that made it a little easier.
I thought it was funny because when we first watched it, I think that was our joke. Of like, oh yeah, the Batman movie that just came out was really good. Yeah. Like it was a really great Batman '89, like the third Batman '89 movie, because that was sick. Because every part of the movie with Batman '89 in it was great.
Yeah. What was the biggest highlight of that movie? George Clooney.
That was
Why George Clooney?
Why?
Why?
Because
George
that's the one Batman you wouldn't expect to see on the movie.
No, the Batman I wouldn't have expected to see was Adam West.
He's dead.
That's true.
We went to his viewing, or not his viewing, but his celebration, and
I know, but I just wanted to see. Like,
So did I.
so we were all there.
Yeah, we
Hey,
did too.
cool.
I wasn't there.
I wasn't
In
there.
downtown.
I wasn't there.
Oh
Yeah.
well.
You guys aren't cool.
High fives, guys.
Yeah, high five to us.
Yay.
Hey. You guys are fired.
I went to go visit Hef.
You have
And you're becking.
Wait, aren't you Christian or half?
Hey,
Hey.
I had to pray. Okay, I had to pray.
Hey.
He just went to go see him. What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
He didn't do anything else.
fair point.
Yeah.
My
You
head
don't
canon
just
says otherwise.
Hold on, first off, you don't just go.
So did you just go see Hef?
Not alone.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
It's done.
I did like that. That's it. This one's for you, Hef.
Which one? What is for him? Like this one?
What?
What? Huh?
Oh my.
You just gotta take the you gotta take the hat off sometimes.
Sometimes just a tip of the hat to you, Hef.
So let me ask, how did you guys start Ouch Podcast? When did you guys actually start it?
Badly. So we started it. We started in 2017 was the first run around. That's when we first came in. Actually, here it was a test run, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted to basically annoy people.
You
So-
invited like 20 people to this thing, and it was
That
like,
is not true. It was 18.
It was
so
a horrible
I-
mess.
Well,
Right, 18 people.
here's the
for a
thing.
podcast?
No,
Yes,
here's in my
in this
defense.
room,
in this
somehow.
room. So in my defense, what it was basically, I knew a lot of my friends are flakes, so I invited a bunch of them, thinking I'll have like 4 show up. And for some reason, the only time in my life where my friends actually come through, all of them showed up. And I'm like, this is not what I anticipated. So I'm like, I'll try it, and I brought them in, and it was a clusterfuck.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember it was a lot of people in here. All at
Somebody
once.
pressed the fake news button.
No. Anyway, I was about to. What the So from that point on, we tried it again a month later, and we decided to make it smaller, and we did it with the significant others mostly, right?
It was significant others.
Yeah, I
it was
wasn't
some
there.
other people. Yeah,
some former friends.
Enrique wasn't there. Yeah, some former friends of ours.
And I think we were trying to talk about climate change and
no, one of us was trying to make it serious.
yeah.
And then it was just another clusterfuck.
Well,
So I'm
you
like,
guys were talking about chemtrails and some weird crap. It was
just bad.
It was really bad. Yeah.
And you know what? I think it was like during that time in like the early aughts, like the last of like 2011 going on. Everybody was trying to start a podcast.
Yeah,
2011? I feel like podcasting happened more during the pandemic.
it blew up more.
Yeah.
because a lot of times that
when
people
did you
couldn't
start
work.
your first ever podcast?
Yeah.
Brian?
When did I start it?
2011.
2011, 2012.
No.
Bird
No, okay, well, this location opened at least in 2014. So,
Oh, so it was,
you started during that time before the pandemic.
Look, I don't want to think about it because that was a failure.
Yeah,
But
same here. That's how we
failures.
failed.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm
You
saying. is that-
rebranded yourself.
We failed going up.
Because I know that
Yeah.
I also had podcasts in this room for like other ones.
Oh yeah.
And those, they all either bombed or they didn't do well, or
Or the
people-
chemistry's off, and yeah.
Yeah.
I did. Rene can attest. There was one where chemistry was really good.
It was really good.
It
but
was
just
hard.
like-
It was hard to maintain.
It was very chaotic and borderline sometimes offensive.
Yes.
Like,
Well,
So
'cause-
better than what we have now.
That sounds like the Ouchcast, honestly.
Well, no,
Yeah.
because on that one it was we tried to do it like NPR, but it was all unscripted and it was all improv.
yeah.
So they gave us a topic, and then everybody had to have like something, like a character and like backstory and everything else, and you made everything on your own. And so you did accents, you did whatever, and that was really, really hard. It was really hard to improv for in full hour and a half.
Yeah.
So no, there were some good moments in it. I remember that, but it was just.
I
I remember one. There was a few episodes you were just like, yeah, that's not
good.
it. Yeah,
That's
that's not
not
it.
it.
Yeah.
Was it called Whose Podcast Is It Anyway?
No, it's not. No, it's called.
You're hired.
If you want to go check, it's still up.
Yeah,
It's
You
still
know what?
up.
That's actually a pretty good name for a show.
I
think it was pretty
I
good.
believe it already
exists. Yeah, on
exists.
NPR.
Podcast is
More than
it?
likely it already
How
exists.
if it's not,
It's
I
a
don't know how it's.
We
got.
take it.
It's a
It's
Saturday
just a
show where
retrospective
Patent
of
it.
Whose
Yeah.
Lines Is It Anyway episodes.
Trademark.
there you go.
I know, huh? Episode 385.
See, that's-
Ryan was so funny.
what worked for us finally is Angel reached out to like just us and said, hey, I want to try again, and so it was just us four who came together, and the chemistry was there. It just clicked. We had a lot of funny
You guys-
little bits.
Dang, Enrique put a ring on it. The
Yeah.
chemistry was
That's what
there.
it was.
What
It
I did is I reviewed the audios of what we had, and I noticed that everyone sucked except for Doyle, George, and Enrique. And when we talked to each other, it was pretty good. I mean, not everyone,
I was
because
gonna say like people are listening to this like, oh man, I was all mad.
not everyone. No.
Thanks, bud.
Our friend Cisco was great. Our friend Marco or Brainston, he was amazing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, those two guys are always busy. So they're kind of
scheduling,
like, they're like, well, yeah,
Reoccurring
Marco
guests.
ran Bell Gardens, for God's sake. He was the mayor of Bell Gardens. And Cisco has his music career. He has his apps. He has his web design and all this. So, and he's, his wife and all that. So
Shout out there,
he's Cisco 3000. Hey. So we couldn't use him all the time. So he comes in and out every so often.
Did you guys form it before the pandemic or was it after? I don't remember.
2017.
2017. Okay, that's
2017.
right. I remember that's when you
That's
had
when
your
I tried.
core,
3
your
years
core
prior
members.
to the end of the world.
Yeah.
But
And then took a break for a little bit.
Yeah, but the main when we actually finally came together for real, and when we decided we were going to go on a regular schedule, was after the pandemic.
After the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So-
about 2 years now going
Mhm.
on. Yeah.
It's interesting because I feel like every content creator goes through that process, especially with podcasting, right? Where you have an idea, you want to do it, and then you go through like this journey of heartbreak where people just don't actually like collaborate well enough.
Mhm.
So it isn't until you meet like the right group of people that it all flows and you have something you guys would want to share. Right?
Yeah.
So it's just the four of you guys mainly,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
With special guests every so often.
Yeah.
Some honorary members, like I said. We all now have an HR.
But the thing also to add is that we've all known each other like what now? 30 years almost, 25 years. Like I've known Angel since high school.
No, junior high.
Junior high, right?
Junior
and
high.
then
I've known George since junior high school.
I met them when I was George and Doyle. I met when I worked in the pharmacy when I was what,
He was-
17, 18?
Yeah, he was our bad influence.
I was a bad
And
influence.
Doyle may not remember this, but I met him like maybe twice back when Angel was still living in his old house. Like he came over, we watched like a few anime together or something. We played the Saturn, I think the Sega Saturn together.
Something like that. Yeah.
But we've all kind of known each other for years.
We go back as far as Sega Saturn.
Yes,
and we
sir.
brought them all together to form the podcast, which was nameless at the moment when it first started,
In case you don't know, Sega Saturn is a video game console.
Oh,
and a planet.
Just for
vibe.
anybody.
And
just
a
for
total
anybody-
vibe.
Wait, hold up. When did the Sega Saturn come out?
1995.
1998? No, 97.
95.
And
Nope,
you
nope,
said
95.
Is it
Because
80?
the Dreamcast came out in 99, so it was a little
Wait,
after that.
The Sega Saturn is pre-Sega
Remember,
Genesis.
the Sega Genesis, no, Sega Genesis,
Sega Genesis,
Sega 32X,
and
then the
Sega
Sega
CD.
Saturn, and then the Dreamcast.
Was the Saturn-
9999 was the Dreamcast.
Was the Saturn supposed to compete with the N64?
May 11th,
Yes.
1995.
but its mistake was Sega of America didn't communicate with Sega of Japan. So Sega of America came out with the 32X to compete with the 64, and Japan got mad. So that's when the split happened and things started going bad. So that's why it was doomed for failure off the bat, because there was no clear communication and plan between Sega of America and Sega of Japan.
It's
So it
interesting
bombed.
when you start kind of going back and seeing like old video game like history,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of that is just double crosses. It's
Mhm.
a lot
It
of
really
it
is.
It's a lot of like.
Have you
double
seen Tetris
crosses.
the movie?
Tetris the movie.
Yeah.
Love
That's a huge double cross. But I honestly I'm waiting for when we go through like PlayStation the movie to actually see how
For the Nintendo and the PlayStation
because,
thing?
Well, because Nintendo went to Nintendo went to Sony and said make us a disk drive.
Yeah.
And they also went to Toshiba and they said, make us a disk drive. and they made both deals at exactly the same time. They both finished at the same time. Toshiba's was cheaper, so they then went, we're gonna go with Toshiba. And they didn't tell Sony, and they just went, your contract's null and void. And then Sony went, well, screw those guys. We're going to make our own console. And that's how you get a PlayStation.
And
then,
then-
it was supposed to be called the Nintendo PlayStation.
And then the Nintendo said,
Yeah.
There's this
Just-
great thing on Netflix that kind of like documents the there was one particular episode documented the whole thing with Nintendo, or I'm sorry, with Sega, and it seems like Sega of America and Sega of Japan were like constantly competing, or at least America was innovating like their whole business approach to it. They're the ones who created the sort of attitude era of Sega, and Japan hated it. Like this is just coming from this particular documentary. I wish I remember the name of it. And it seemed like that because of that, they kind of just stifled their approach. So that's why they did the 32X. That's why they did the Sega CD and all these weird peripherals that just weren't meshing. So, I mean, they were just like hammering nails into these
Is
coffins.
it the Zach Braff documentary?
No.
Or was that different?
I think it's called Level Up, isn't it?
That's the Zach Braff one.
It's
What a
on
great
Netflix.
name.
Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, it was actually one episode in a whole series of different.
Is it the games that made, or the toys that made us?
That's the one I think.
I thought Toys That Made Us was the game that made us, no?
No, toys.
It's the toys. I think
Made
it's
Us?
the toys
Yeah,
that made us.
I believe that might be it.
It's something.
It's something on Netflix. Just go to Netflix and look at it.
Go Netflix.
And there are
Right,
hundreds
'cause
of friggin'
Because
catalogs.
the toys that made us also has a really good wrestling documentary.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It has a really good wrestling documentary. It has a really good documentary for Barbie as well.
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja
Turtles,
Turtles,
He-Man.
Power Rangers, He-Man.
That sounds like everything we talk about on the show.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Netflix did it.
Actually,
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks, Netflix.
better here. You want me to promote your guys' podcast right now?
Go to
Sure.
Netflix.
Yeah, the Ouch
go to
podcast.
Netflix.
No.
Watch
Go to
Netflix.
Netflix.
What do you
make an
mean go to
account.
Netflix, dude? Netflix is raising their prices again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys want to watch the content, then just go to Ouch Podcast because
Facts.
it's cheaper right there.
Ouchcast.com.
We're cheaper than Netflix. That's our new tagline. Cheaper than Netflix.
Cheaper than
than
Netflix.
Netflix.
There you go.
Anything is cheaper than Netflix at this point, man.
Especially
Ouchcast.
Angel.
You're bored anyways.
Why not? Is that it?
So is that how
Real
you hand out your
boring.
business card to people? Just go like,
Yeah.
All right, look, you want to listen to something? Here you go.
My, fa-
Ouchcast.com.
If they
I
hate the
prefer
show,
that.
we say it's in the title. Ouch. Okay, we didn't promise you anything beyond that.
my favorite is Ouchcast. What else you gonna do?
Yeah.
So what about the logo that you guys got for Ouch Podcast?
Yeah,
That's cool, right? I mean,
where did the squid come from?
Yeah.
It's actually an octopus, but the whole joke is
Cephalopod.
oh,
it's
yes.
a cephalopod. But that's beside the point.
We're
I
very
like
layered
octopuses. Purple's my favorite color.
Mhm.
So when I was getting the domain and stuff, I had originally gotten Ouchpod as a thing. So for some reason, it always reminded me of cephalopod. So I was like, I wanted like an emoji type thing. So I was like, okay, I tried to design something. I did a little emoji thing with a little ouch kind of thing, which was with the name we had already chosen because actually that name goes back to 1993, and I'll get to that in a moment. But we decided to go with the octopus because it's funny. We gave it 4 limbs for each one of us, and then George actually designed this one.
That's
The
sick.
main one,
Mhm.
and then that one doesn't count. That's the one he created.
I wasn't gonna
main
say
one-
anything, but
I
I'm
was
like,
when you
sure.
were like, oh, there's 4 for us, and I
No.
looked at his, and I'm like,
4 on this one. On the actual one, on his is
on
like
the real one.
This is the fan. This is the fan version. This is for the fans.
We
This
have
is,
fan fiction.
this is the Squid
and
Squad
so-
version.
wait, you had bootleg merch too?
Dang.
No,
Like
no,
I said,
no.
We're
So-
cheaper than Netflix. Okay,
We're
come
cheaper
on.
than Netflix.
So where do we get
Netflix
that?
And you have bootleg merch?
He's outside of our concerts. With
If we bootleg our own stuff, we'll beat the scammers.
So is your bootleg merch sold on Temu or on Wish?
it's on Team
AliExpress.
It's on Tish. No, it's
AliExpress.
AliExpress. No, we actually do sell those as well.
Buy a
So,
shirt.
yeah, you can buy them on. Just go to ouchcast.com. There's a store link on there, and you can actually get
Yeah,
a
it'll-
couple of merchandise.
It'll
stuff.
give us.
Okay.
It'll
Nothing
give our
dangerous.
Teespring.
Just
link.
saying.
It's
Teespring.
like it's in our Discord too, right?
Yeah, it's on our Discord.
Okay, what's the Discord feud? Now I want to know.
Okay, so I
That's
started. I
I'm out.
started a Discord,
What do you mean you're out?
and our friend here has disparaged every step of the way. He just does not believe in our Discord. Now,
still
in
do
all
Skype?
And
fairness,
apparently our listeners too.
in all fairness, there's not a lot of activity on our Discord. Our Discord needs some life. It needs some love. So if you're out there and you're already on Discord, come join us. We chat during the shows. So if we comment or say something during the shows, then we'll put it in the Discord, and then people can comment, and then that way.
Oh, I was gonna say, so you guys let your listeners join your Discord?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The thing is like we're very self-deprecating, so the reason we like kind of laugh about it is that we're taking these things off the ground, and it's slow to get traction, and so we just kind of laugh it off. And the running joke is like, go to the Discord, and we just can't do it with a straight face. We just start laughing because we're like, don't worry, we're there, guys. Just come and join us.
And there's nothing there.
Angel's reaction to the Flash is equal to his reaction to Discord.
See, that's
Here's a shocker. I prefer the Flash over the Discord. There, I'm saying it.
God, dude.
you know, it's funny because I think I'm in like at least 9 Discord servers.
Only 9?
Well, you
Huh?
got.
Only
Oh, you
9?
should
No,
come
no,
to
no,
ours.
I don't even use Discord that much.
I've left a few.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once you go into too many Discords, then you start seeing the brown part of humanity.
What you mean, brown?
Yeah, I know.
I did think about that one twice. I said brown.
Brown.
I meant
As a Mexican, I was really like,
It's okay. So am I.
Jose is upset.
No, but what was it? But yeah, our Discord is that one goes a little too far, too fast.
Our Discord. We don't even use our Discord.
I use
Not the Keeping Up with the Nerds one. We've been trying to have it like publicized, but it's like, dude, it's too much of a balance.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, it seems like you guys got some good parts going. I mean, the video part is a part that we've been just fantasizing about, and we've tried it. And Angel's talented, but we got a lot on our plate trying to get this thing going. So
I'm very limited.
yeah, and we're trying to make these things work. But I so far though, I feel like we got a really good show. We have like interesting conversations, and just amongst us, like the chemistry, and we sort of laugh everything off when we can, and it gets interesting. So like we absolutely invite your audience to come and listen to us, and hopefully they'll enjoy it.
I was listening to your last episode. I think it was 69.
I'm sorry.
What do you mean you're sorry, dude? I was gonna comment on it and be
okay,
it's good.
go on.
Do you want the compliments or not?
Go on.
You don't have to lie to us.
What do you mean? No, I will say this because I forget which one of you three was the one that said like, oh, we just go all chaotic and it's just kind of like bleh, kind of like word vomit at some point, right? But I was listening to it, and noticed that you guys do word vomit at the beginning, but it goes into like a normal, very organic, organized conversation as the show continues on.
Yeah, it becomes a mess at first until we get the flow, and then usually Enrique takes over with his blabber, and I just sit back and just enjoy the ride.
But that takes talent because there's a
Enjoy.
lot. You know what? One of my classes, one of my professors said that everyone tries to make a podcast. A lot of people do, but a podcast life expectancy is like 3 months, right? So if you can pass the 3-month hump,
Yeah.
totally fine. And I feel that people do think that it's as easy as pressing record.
It's not.
It's not.
It's definitely not.
You gotta have organic conversations. If the conversations die out, how do you move it forward?
Have to have great chemistry with each other, otherwise it
Exactly.
doesn't work.
Well, like we tackled this Stanley Kubrick movies, and we've had this kind of like high like falutin vision of how we were going to do it, but we just ended up compromising on it. So we sort of kind of like let people in on the joke and initially saying, hey, this is a Stanley Kubrick show that we wanted to give you. It may not be the one you deserve, but it's the one you're gonna get. And so we started talking about it. But I feel as I listened to it that we really were touching on some interesting topics. And the thing that works is that we have like each of us have different levels of like expertise. Angel is great with the trivia and like all the backlog stuff.
I have no life.
Yeah, and then Doyle sort of puts it all together, and I tend to be very high-minded, and so it just kind of all comes together, and I feel like in interesting conversations. And then Angel every now and then will bring us right back down to earth with like a joke here and there, and we all just kind of vibe off it. So
Yeah,
it works. It's fun stuff.
You always need someone to organize the show. You always need someone to bring a little bit of chaos into it, and you need someone to kind of fill in the gaps where it's missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what George is for. He just brings in nonsense talking about the earth is flat.
Oh yeah.
Does he really?
We all have different point of views of different things. He leans a lot towards conspiracy, especially that one. He really believes in that one.
You know what? I thought it was funny because I was watching a documentary the other day
About the earth being flat?
Yeah, it was.
You believe it?
No.
What a liar, dude.
But I thought it was really funny because I was watching it and it was about how these guys proved the roof. How these flat
I
earthers
saw it.
prove that
The Earth was
is
round, and they're like, wait a minute.
They keep getting
let me.
proven wrong.
Yeah, they keep getting proven wrong, and it's one of those things of like, oh, we got this like meter, and like if it
Laser from
this
far away.
This
and-
laser, and as it moves, it should be 15 degrees every single hour, and that's how you know that the Earth is rotating. And then they looked at it, and every hour it was 15 degrees, and then they were like, "Oh no, that's not right." So, okay, we're gonna do another experiment, and they went through like
Oh, you
5
sent me
experiments.
that. I think you sent me
Yeah.
that TikTok.
I
And
sent you a clip
it's on
of it.
Netflix. Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
Is
and
the
then
one with the
seriously
light?
they're- Yeah, with the
Yeah,
laser.
And
It's
then,
like,
like-
hold it over your head.
Yeah, because he's like, "Oh yeah."
What if you go higher?
That's interesting.
Because he's like, oh yeah, if what was it? From the way that these walls are, they're 20. I think they were like 20 feet apart
Yeah.
from each other. And if he shines the light through it, I should be able to see the light. But if the Earth is round, he would have to lift it up 15 feet in the air, and then you would be able to see the light.
You
He looks
guys-
through it and he goes, "Can you see the light?" And he goes, "No." Then he goes, "Lift
Oh,
it."
that's the meme I
and he
saw.
sees the
Yeah.
light go.
Yeah.
The light goes up. And the guy's like, "Well, that's a flawed. This is a flawed experiment." I
Yeah,
don't,
I'll have to do some more research.
yeah, to do more research in this. I don't understand. They
Speaking
were
about
just like, "Dude, come
conspiracies,
on."
you guys remember like 2-3 weeks ago, Mexico revealed those that alien body?
Yeah.
And we didn't hear anything else about it.
Well, because it actually was misproven years ago, where it was like an amalgamation of different animal parts and bones that someone
was it?
created. Yeah, that's what it was.
So it was just like big news for like a day, and then nothing happened, dude.
It was
a good
it was
TikTok.
fluff.
Well, I don't think anything happened. It was probably there to like
That is not
cover.
true. That's not true. They had some beef jerky after. That
I was
it.
gonna say it was just an old tamal.
There is a truth that is as old as time. Do not believe everything you read on the internet, and especially half of the
But
videos out
sometimes
there are
it's
fake.
fun.
It
Oh.
is. The conjecture and maybe putting some pieces together and saying it could be, but I think that could is what keeps you from sounding like an imbecile in like serious circles. Like no one's gonna fault you for saying it could be, but when you start speaking in absolutes like a Sith,
You believe it.
we learn.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
It could be. It
Do you
could be
believe
aliens.
we'll meet aliens in our lifetime?
Yeah, of course.
I'm looking at one.
Yeah.
God, dude,
Yeah.
stop.
First of all, I got my green card.
I didn't say illegal. I just said alien.
And the boom boom.
Numale.
Thank you.
The humor to expect
man.
on the Ouch podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
But much
Unhinged
worse.
and much-
If we haven't offended your specialized social group, don't worry, we'll get to you soon enough.
You guys ever afraid of being You guys ever being afraid of or afraid of being canceled?
That was our first episode.
That was our first time.
Really?
Wait,
Yeah.
what happened?
Our first episode was on Dave Chappelle and cancel culture, and we swore up and down that was going to be our thing, is that we were going to say what we had to get canceled. But now getting canceled is kind of like out of style, so it's impossible. So we just are offensive.
I try to be very careful because I actually have a day job that will. I'm a teacher. I'm an educator, so
wow.
I try to keep things. I try to be like a somewhat sobering voice when I can. But you know what? I've since fallen to the dark side, and I'm just waiting for my time in the
And as
sun.
many times as I slipped on the
Yeah.
show, I'm a youth pastor.
Yeah, that's the funny
Yeah.
thing. We all have different backgrounds that in outside of the podcast it shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
Like, how can you get a flat earther with a youth pastor, with an educator,
Yeah.
With him.
with my idiot ass? It shouldn't work. And-
Conspiracy theorist, youth pastor,
Yeah.
teacher, and producer walk into a bar.
yeah, and you,
Start a
Ouchcast.
podcast.
Yeah.
Start a podcast.
That's the punchline. Ouchcast.
Ouchcast. Now that we're growing, it's gotten very difficult, especially since we just had a semi-live event in Bell Gardens where we had
That's
kids come
right.
up to us and stuff, and it was so hard for me to behave. It really was
Keep yourself
so
tamed,
hard.
yeah.
Not hard for me.
I did-
I kept it light with the kids.
Well,
It was
see, you
really
two,
nice.
yeah,
It was
you
fun.
two are always good at the self-censorship. I'm not. I even let one go. I was like, god damn it.
Dang it, man. No, that's the hard thing about it. And you know who throws me off? It's Nick.
What?
Because, okay, so when it's...
That
wanna know
He had
why?
that one in the
You
barrel,
wanna know
bro.
why?
It's out there.
He's like, you know who
It's a
throws me
legitimate
off?
thing.
Bam!
It's a legitimate thing.
What?
You are so unhinged on the show that you go like above and beyond to like just make a joke land, even if it's offensive, right?
Oh,
but
you
when
should totally.
No, but hang on. The funny thing about it is that when he reels it in, when he has to reel it in, he really reels it in. And he makes sure that to not be offensive, to be on his best behavior, to do everything right.
It's like
and
I'm at work.
Yeah, basically. But what sucks about it is there's moments where like, hey, I'm going to join you on the dark side for a second. And Nick's like, dude, I'm on the other side. What are you talking about? This is like a moment to be good. And so I'm the one looking like a dumbass over here going like, what the hell, dude? Why'd you leave me on this side? He's like,
Because it's way funnier that way.
You hear him in the background going,
Yeah. Basically, I was like, oh, Brian's going to the dark side. I'm gonna abandon it and I'm gonna go the other way.
See, that's the fear I have, is that out of the three of us, I'm the one that that'll get canceled pretty fast.
I'm gonna be sure of it. I'm gonna make sure of it.
Yeah.
and I've been trying to censor myself just for the sake of these two, because I actually do care about
That's
them.
a lie.
No, really, I have. I can be much worse.
Fake news.
Trust.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's not-
agree with Enrique. Fake news.
Fake
No,
news.
mm-mm.
No,
Oh, you really want me to come
you
out?
know what?
I see.
I thought it was funny because I actually didn't even think about it when we were talking about it and everything else about like how it would affect our other lives, like our actual personal lives.
You didn't think about that before?
No, not at all. And I thought it was funny when somebody from work actually made a comment about the show.
Oh yeah.
Like actually like brought up the show and brought up a joke that I had said on the show. And I was like, and I didn't catch it. They were so separated, I didn't catch the joke. And apparently they were telling me the joke for a week. And I never caught it. Never caught the joke.
Wow.
And then eventually they were like,
It was from a skit, right? That we
it was
did?
from a skit
Yeah.
that we had done for last year's Halloween.
Yeah.
And it was, and then they kept doing when I was
line.
knocking on the door,
Yeah.
the cutesy trick or treat.
Oh.
Went twinkle tweet.
Twinkle tweet.
Yeah.
That
They
was the
kept-
line?
That was the line.
They kept telling it to
saying
me, and it
And
wasn't
niggas like,
clicking.
shut the fuck up. What's going on?
What are you doing, dude?
What are you doing? I'm
I
getting
thought
back to
it was-
work, man.
I thought it was weird, and I was like, "Why is this? Why do they keep doing that?" And then they brought it up to me that, "Hey, we know about your podcast. Like we saw it."
That
And
was so like I remember you telling me that, and it was around Christmas time.
Yeah.
That you realized that like, oh, that was from the Halloween skit.
it took me a while to
Yeah.
figure it out, and then they were like, "Yeah, that's why we've been making
Two
fun of it."
holidays.
See,
have passed.
they've had interactions with people. I haven't until
yeah, you.
No, you-
there was
listen.
one time. One time I had
You
an
got
interaction,
chased by.
No, hold
and
on.
Nick had to ruin it for me. All right.
Okay, hold on, because the way that Brian brought it up
Oh, yeah.
sounded off. He said that the guy.
Hold on, let Brian explain.
All
this.
right,
he
go ahead.
explains it in a way where.
Oh yeah, where the
'Cause
end of it, I was
I
like,
looked
I
at
would
it
have
as like
called
a
the cops.
normal-
Listen how the story is.
So I see it as a normal approach because I've never been approached by anyone who listens to the show, right?
Yeah.
So you know how the Uptown Whittier has the night markets
Yeah.
on Wednesdays? So we were crossing over from Fun Roll over to the other side where Rocky Cola used to be at. And so it was me, my wife, and two other friends. We were walking over, and all I hear behind me is, and then a tap on the shoulder, and I'm like, "Hey, are you Brian?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, dude, I'm a huge fan of your guys' show. Like, I really love all the stuff that you guys do.
Oh, wow.
And I just wanted to say you're doing such a great job." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks. Yeah, I didn't expect it. I forgot your name. I'm sorry if you still listen to the show. Thank you for that. But
You
I
don't
forgot.
listen no more. I
No, no
know.
more.
After that interaction,
Here is the
Hang
funny
on.
part.
I'm not done with the story,
Yeah,
Nick.
he's not done.
I'm not done.
Pew pew.
Sit your ass down, babe."
now he's like,
So he then tells me that before he left, he's just like, "Oh yeah, I was trying to catch up to you because I wasn't so sure because I saw your messenger bag that you wear, and I wasn't sure, so I ran after you from Fun Roll all the way here to see if it was you, and I'm glad it is you." And I'm like,
it was in Guildhall.
"It was from Fun and Roll," so he ran across the street to say hi to me.
No, it was you. The way that you said it
Yeah, he
originally,
said
it was a couple of blocks.
Yeah, he had
No,
to go
from
to-
Fun Roll.
he
I
had to go
never
away
said a couple
distance to
blocks.
get to you.
No. He didn't see me from that far
Sure.
away. It was
However
just
you want to change the story
across
that's
the
fine.
street.
Go back to the story.
So when I start talking about it on the show, Nick then proceeds to say, "So let me get this straight. You were minding your own business, walking down the street with your wife and two friends,
somebody chased
and
you down.
someone chases you down."
Taps you on the shoulder and goes, "Are you Brian?" And you went, "Yeah."
And then he just proceeds to say, "You have no survival skills, huh?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about,
The
dude?"
next thing I
that'd
would
be
have thought
that
was
two taps Done.
That was the next thing I thought. The only thing I thought was like Terminator.
Are you Bryan?
Are you Bryan?
Are you Bryan?
Like no survival
Dun,
skills.
dun, dun, dun.
Like,
And mind
at
you,
all.
and mind you,
Dun.
the guy has said he met me, and there's quite a lot of people that come into the store to say they listen to the podcast. Some of them I know, some of them I don't. So that's the thing.
My
And I
mind
don't-
went
I
a
don't know what
totally
to say.
different way. I saw. Are you Bryan? Well, here's these papers. You're being.
Consider yourself served.
Here's your cease and desist.
Honestly, that's another survival skill. You didn't think you could have been getting sued?
What would I have done to get sued?
The podcast.
People have been sued.
Have
for
you
less.
listened to your show? No, I'm just kidding.
This special rights group right here wants to talk to you in court on June
No,
13th.
but I thought it was funny because then the guy goes, "No, okay, so I've met Rene.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
I've
god.
met Bryan. Now I just need to meet Nick because Nick I haven't found yet." And
I haven't found you. That's not
Yeah,
ominous
right?
at all.
Yeah,
right?
I
Yeah,
haven't
no.
found Nick yet.
And then so on the podcast I went, "That man will never meet me."
He will be,
So-
and then we even said like he will be on his deathbed to never meet Nick again.
So that's the joke that
I'll
we
show
have
up after.
is that Rene and I are the meetable, nerds, and Nick will never meet a fan. No one will ever get to meet Nick.
I thought
I'm the more easy one, I guess, to meet up because I work here.
You're stuck in a location.
You're stuck. You can't run.
But I have a counter behind me.
And that's my
Front-
fear.
Yeah, you're safe by the ballistic protection of a glass counter.
Display case.
Hey, those 20-sided die are pretty strong, man. Okay, so don't knock them till you rock them, bro.
My-
Pocket sand.
Pockets.
My fear is that because Nick has threatened with it, or he's threatened me with this a couple of times. He's like, he'll dox me. He's tried to dox me on the show a couple
Yeah,
times.
man. I'll snipe.
You almost made me dox myself
I know.
on
yeah,
that
that
same
was-
episode.
That
Wow.
was the greatest thing in the world. When I almost convinced him to tell people where he lived.
Yeah.
I was getting it out of him, and I'm like, oh man, if he tells people where he lives on a podcast, that's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah. And like
'Cause he did
upload
it
it without him
himself.
knowing.
Yeah,
like-
because he did it himself. It's not even me. But
I haven't gone as far as doxing
What?
Angel, but
I got ideas.
because that's hilarious.
That is
like you doxed yourself.
Yeah.
Like, a couple of simple questions, and you went ahead and doxed.
George, if you're listening, you better watch your back.
yeah, we're coming for you, bro. and so one time I don't even remember why, but we were having this discussion, and I got mad at Angel and I actually said his real name. I go, I'm not gonna say
You
it
said
right
it a
now,
couple
but
of times.
I said it a couple of times, and then
He does it every other episode. He does it.
not anymore.
I go by my
don't-
middle name.
I do not use your real name anymore. I say
Professionally,
Angel.
work wise, everywhere. Even my wife calls me by my middle name. No, the only person that calls me by my first name are my oldest friends, which are these two fuckers, and
Think about it.
and my mother. So whenever I hear, I'm like, oh, am I
Am I
being
in
punished?
trouble?
Am I in
Yeah.
trouble?
To my credit, though, I use even your middle name now, like even
Yeah.
in personal, because before
Yeah.
I didn't. For
No.
for like the first year of the podcast, it was weird because I've always known him by the other name. Like that's his name to me.
Yeah.
That's what's on my phone
And that's
still.
what you told me to call you.
Yeah, but I was 17, dude.
Yeah.
It just became a habit.
So is it just like you don't want to be called by your first name?
What it is Americans and Mexicans have a really hard time pronouncing it properly. So for me, it's just like,
Burrito.
just fucking call me Angel. So in Spanish, it's like Angel. In English, it's Angel. So it's rare for someone to actually get it correct. And it's actually kind of shocking when someone gets, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's my name.
It
Yeah.
throws you off, yeah.
So I don't want to go through that whole shit. So it's just easier for me to go, my name is Angel.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Question for you guys. So we have about 15 minutes left on our show.
Didn't talk about the topic.
Yeah,
Not
at
at
all,
all.
dude. They went out the
That
window.
went out the
Yeah.
window. But do you guys want to talk about it real quick? Be
We
a
got
part of the
15
show?
minutes,
15
yeah.
minutes?
15
Yeah,
minutes is
just
enough
to
time.
kind of make, because it's not a Nerds podcast. We don't talk about nerdy stuff.
We didn't even do that. We have 15 minutes of nerds.
We have 15 minutes. We can make it work.
Okay, go.
We've had a
You had
really
3
good
nerds on.
organic conversation.
Yeah,
That's
there's
it.
nothing. I'm not saying that it was bad.
And you're ruining it with your topic. Just kidding.
Come to the Ouchcast podcast to listen to the second part where we actually do talk about topics.
Wait, just real quick though. I think George wants to say something. Box George.
Box George.
What do you got to say?
I prefer men.
Okay, thank you. Back to our thing.
All right, so the main topic that we wanted to talk about was live action movies being announced by Disney. So Disney has been on this entire spree over the last couple of years of just remaking old classics into live action movies. They've had Beauty and the Beast. They've had The Lion King.
Lion King was pretty good.
Aladdin,
all these different movies, some to some good success, others to
Lady
some
and the Tramp.
Hated it.
Oh, I
weird
forgot
stuff.
about
Oh,
that.
that's
That was a
right.
Disney Plus exclusive. Yeah.
So,
Lady and the Tramp came out?
yeah,
yeah,
that was
it
only
was
for
it
Disney
was
Plus.
for the premiere of Disney Plus. It came out for that.
2 movies and a series have been announced. One of them, or not announced, but they've been kind of rumored to be out and about in production. The 2 movies in question are Frozen live action and Princess and the Frog live action, and they're also thinking about rebooting the Gargoyles.
Yeah,
cartoon.
I just sent that to the guys the other day.
As a
we're
live
excited.
action
We're
series.
excited about that, and we were actually going to talk about it on the show, but I'm not interested anymore. So,
Just
but
don't
we
care
can talk about it
anymore.
here. Yeah, we'll talk here.
We've made some predictions of like how it's going to be ruined. Although I don't know, I think that Hollywood's kind of getting sort of some hints that going a little too
Message driven.
message or going to inclusivity. While there is still some heavy need for inclusivity, it's got to be natural. It's got to
can't be
feel
forced.
organic. And I feel like the Disney live action movies have really forced the inclusivity to the point that it's nonsensical.
Well, the other, I feel the biggest problem is that I feel like Disney doesn't understand their own art.
Yeah.
They don't understand what made the movies so good and made them so classic, turned them into classics, because they go, oh, well, why don't we make Mulan, but we'll take out Mushu, we'll take out all the singing.
Yeah.
And-
Let's get down to business. Where the f is that song?
You know what's funny? That was like the one song that I was like, I don't think they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
of the way the song is.
But it's a great song. Shut
in
the f
today's
up.
society. And
Yeah, in today's society, but that movie takes place when?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I did not see one Starbucks cup anywhere in that set.
Just put 46 and just draw a line.
Just draw
the end of the show. Because I just see Brian just writing down.
I've been
numbers.
having to mark all your cuss words.
Yes.
You've broken
Thank
the
you.
record.
Write this down.
Thank you for inviting this guy.
That's a special one.
Enrique, did you bring the gag? We did discuss this.
Raspberry.
What?
What else do I got?
We will.
Ball gag?
Yeah, it is.
Gooch.
You will be
I
flogged.
forget Gooch.
Oh, that's fine. I can leave
No,
that.
but I do feel that was the that's the crux of the issue. Is that because I have a feeling that what they're gonna do is they're going to make a Frozen movie and then make it a non-musical and then go, well, everybody's gonna love that. And it's like that's
And then Elsa's gonna be
terrible.
like, "Oh my god, just let it go."
Have you seen the meme where it says this movie is not made for Caucasian white males, and then in the next, like, why aren't men going to see this movie? And it's like it's a meme of like I think it was Charlie's Angels at the time.
Yeah.
But it's like the perfect explanation of like why these movies aren't doing well, because they're not making them for everybody. Like how no one had a problem with the original Lion King. Nobody, no race, no gender,
was
no
great.
color. Everybody loved it just for what it is. And then like they started to make specialized groups, you know, that they wanted to see these movies, and they put them at the forefront, and Disney was so progressive. And now it's like
They're playing safe. They
Yeah.
really want to try to
Too
get
safe
yeah.
to the point where it's a little.
But the thing is, and that's
Ruth.
and that's weird, because right now, like, I get it. There was a complaint by like Peter Dinklage that was like saying, "Oh, you know, what are we gonna do? Have dwarfs inside of the Snow White movie?"
Yes.
Like that's offensive. And you know
No.
what? I understand where Peter
But-
Dinklage is coming from.
But there's 7
that.
dwarves. I mean,
but if they don't have dwarves, then he doesn't have a job.
and furthermore, if they
I
made the
know,
Speedy,
I know it sounds mean.
No,
look,
that's
man,
the thing,
if
and
they
then-
made the Speedy Gonzalez movie, I expect a couple Mexicans in there. I'm not gonna get
So
offended
that's
because of
what
that.
pissed me off about it, because he was supposed to have more parts in the Space Jam reboot movie.
Yeah, and they kicked him out
And they
because of
kicked it
the
out.
yes.
Yeah, 'cause
and
Don't get me
Gabriel
started.
Iglesias was just
Along
like,
with Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
Vete fe culo.
Okay,
Yeah.
but in all fairness, Pepe Le
Write that
Pew
down
is a
because
rapist.
that's a cuss word.
I thought
what?
What I just said is a cuss word, so
In
write that
Spanish?
down.
Nah, it's fine.
And French.
no,
In French?
Mhm.
Nah, it's fine.
I thought it was funny though.
Deshabillez-vous,
because-
s'il vous plaît.
Have you seen have you actually seen Gabriel Iglesias' last special, where he actually talks about oh, you could just fire the cast. Like I can do every single voice, and then he burns through every single.
That was
Looney
two
Tune.
specials.
Yeah,
ago.
that was
Or
two
that
specials
his-
ago because the last one I didn't see.
Oh, okay, so that was 2 specials.
Was it at his Dodger Stadium one?
I think so.
Yeah,
Then that was the last one.
that was.
Yeah,
Was
you're
that
right.
the last one?
Dodgers
Oh
was
my
the
God,
last
he
was
did
it
that
the last
another
one,
time,
or
another
was it 2 specials? ago?
Doesn't matter.
I don't remember.
There's
It
a
was
big-
a special.
There's a
It
bigger
was
crime
special.
with the remakes that I want to discuss.
Well, can I say something first about because you guys were
Go
talking
ahead.
about Mulan?
Go
And
ahead.
The thing about Mulan, I think it really highlights.
Welcome to the conversation.
Well, I've been trying to find my in, and but hey,
Oh, no,
hey, you keep
it's
on saying
hard.
Pepe Le Pew jokes over there, buddy.
Just discuss it on the Discord.
Yeah. Join us on the Discord.
High five on that one.
Brian finally got a funny joke.
Nailed it.
Oh, yes.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
You need some
Doyo
ointment?
news. Go.
This just
Hey,
in.
you need some ointment because you got burned.
Hold on.
I hate you guys.
I love you so much.
Hold on. Breaking news.
This just in. Brian had a funny joke.
Film at 11. Okay, back to the show. Okay, sorry, the Mulan thing.
That was mean and I loved it.
Like Disney pandering to the Chinese market was a big issue, and it's been a big issue over on Hollywood. I feel, and I think that Mulan was more egregious because it was Chinese money that they were worried about, right? And I mean, they got rid of the music, they got rid of it was okay to portray her as a guy, but they had to be very sensitive about that, and just everything that made Mulan the cartoon special just plucked it right out.
But you know what? It's interesting too because it is an old tale in Asia,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't even give that it didn't even make sense towards that.
No, it didn't.
If they were to go like, oh, you know what, we're gonna make a Mulan movie, but we're gonna make it towards the original story, not
The
towards
historical
the-
legend, yeah.
the historical legend where she does exactly the same thing. She's executed at the end for portraying a man.
But they can't do that because of the fact that it's Disney and all this other crap.
But that's the thing though, is that if you would have went that direction instead, if you were like, we're gonna try and make a more serious Mulan, because that's kind of what they did.
Yeah.
They were like, it's gonna be a kung fu movie. That's what this
Everybody
is.
was.
and but that was what they were aiming for, because they were going, we have the same stunt team from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. We're gonna have all of these like great martial art actors and actresses, and then they just did nothing with it.
Yeah, you can sense like they were like really excited about it, and it was just a crap movie.
Wasn't also the main actress in hot water because of the protests that were happening in China or something like that?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I mean,
something about that.
She
I
wasn't
don't remember.
supporting it or something.
Yeah,
like
I don't remember.
I'm
No,
a
that
firm
she
believer
was-
that in every movie there's like an element of emotion that you have in certain scenes, and if you were to go back and scene for scene, like map out your emotions through some of your favorite films, you will realize like how this movie made me feel going all the way through it from beginning to end. And then when you watch the remake, watch exactly where you don't feel anything and you're just like numb, like what am I watching? And it starts to become so egregious that you start realizing this is why I don't enjoy these movies, because they don't capture anything out of you anymore.
But I'm going to do a little positive spin on this, because I feel like we're attacking those live action movies that don't do well, right? No, but in all seriousness, Little Mermaid wasn't that bad.
I haven't seen
And
it.
financially, wasn't that bad either.
I haven't seen
Not
it.
My
but-
Mermaid.
But I gotta say,
Huh?
Not My Mermaid.
Not your mermaid.
which brings me to my point.
You want the redhead mermaid?
Hold on, that brings me to my point. That's the biggest crime of all. Why are all these remakes just getting rid of all the redheads? Every single one.
Yeah.
Wally West, Ariel. Just go down the list of every single one. They, what is it? What is it about them?
Starfire from
Starfire.
China. Yeah,
Hollywood
Although
hates
she was hot
redheads.
as hell, but but that's the whole thing. Is like, there's a redhead on here. I know. Make them black.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Olsen.
Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
Every
Olsen,
single
From
one.
Supergirl, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
Also
have
in
one
the
very
Superman show.
big gripe with the Little
That's right,
Mermaid.
yeah.
What?
Black women don't like to get their hair wet, so why would you make her the mermaid? I'm just saying, I've heard this exact argument from a lot of women. They're like, I would not be in the water that much, and my hair would not
Especially
look like
salt
that.
water.
And I'm like, you make a good point.
You know
But
what?
have you seen the live action or no?
Negative.
No.
No, but I thought I thought it was really I thought it was so strange when they were like, oh well, Trident's supposed to be the father for all of these women, and they're all different ethnicities.
Yeah, he's
going down the line, and then they go like, oh well, it depends on what part of the sea they were conceived in. That's how they got their ethnicity. One, that's not how that works. But also, but also,
Even watch that version of the movie.
But that's a lot. That's a lot of like bullshit that you gotta come up with in order to kind of go like, well, that's why they're all of different.
Then the
Write
mailman
that down,
comes in
Brian.
on a boat.
Write that down.
You know what?
Get on
It's
a boat.
you started it. Now he feels liberated that he can do it. It's like-
Over towards the end,
I've been
towards the
really
end.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I could have been doing a lot worse.
No, but to go back to your point, right, where these live action remakes should make you feel something. I enjoyed The Little Mermaid as a kid because of the music that was behind it, right? So this live action one, the reason it stuck with me was because the actress that played Ariel, she was phenomenal.
She was.
She had a great voice throughout the whole movie for every musical sequence. And so, yeah, you're definitely right. Do the live action movies, capture something that made you feel something, right? Made you have feelings in its original version. And most of them don't.
You know, the crazy part is I don't think I've ever had a problem with the actors. Whoever they cast in the movies, they do the best with what they can.
Yeah.
But it's just like the direction of the movie.
The
like,
script
why?
is just empty of soul.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
always
guys.
soulless, but it's not the actors. The actors pour their hearts out into these characters and these roles, and they actually sometimes do a pretty good job. It's just, why would you make that? Like,
Will
There's a lot of
Smith
there's
as
a lot
the
of-
genie.
There's a lot of choices.
Well, that was
There's
a
lot
bad
of-
choice. That was a bad choice
Hated
from the
that.
start.
In all fairness, I think the better choice would have been Billy Crystal.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Billy Crystal as the genie would have been really fun. Not only that, but it's a really great nod to Robin, just because him and Billy Crystal are
So close.
They're so close, and not only that, but also Billy Crystal's super quick. He's very quick witted. He wouldn't have had the same energy as Robin did, but it would have been a interesting take on the genie.
Yeah, I really despise that. That's, I mean, Aladdin's one of my favorite all-time cartoons. Tons of memories to it, and Will Smith really killed that for me.
The one
Just did
I'm
not
kind of
enjoy it.
worried about is because they're also doing the Hercules movie.
Hercules.
Danny DeVito is reprising his role.
Has to.
Danny DeVito is
I
coming back
love
as
that
Phil.
cartoon too. It's gonna be so hard for me to support.
I did not
that.
like Aladdin.
But once again, if you make, we're gonna make Hercules and we're just gonna make it an action movie, I feel like you take a lot of the heart out of that movie. I mean, I Can Go the Distance is like, that's a ballad right there.
That's a good song.
That's a great song. It's great in karaoke. It's great in everything.
You make
man.
Hercules a Greek play.
Yeah, but that.
I'm gonna go down the list real quick. I'm big on lists. Jungle Book.
No,
I liked
It
it.
wasn't
You
bad.
know what?
I liked
wasn't
it.
that bad.
That
I
was
like
that
that.
wasn't
That was
bad.
okay.
Well, that was
Yeah.
because that was directed by Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Scene-
That was
good.
scene
That-
with
yeah.
King Louis still
That's
scares
right.
the crap out of
Oh,
me.
that's a great scene, man. That is a
scene
great scene.
But-
that's emotion.
But that's-
King
I-
Louis
I-
chasing.
I have it.
Oh, yeah,
No,
it's-
and I have it in 3D, and on my TV it looks amazing doing it in 3D.
but also once again, that was done by Favreau, and Favreau, he cares.
Okay.
But Lion King wasn't that good.
Lion King's good. It's decent.
It was
Next one.
Yeah.
101 Dalmatians.
the live
The
action.
Glenn
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, Glenn
One-
Close.
Oh, okay.
With
And
it.
100,
was-
102 Dalmatians.
No,
Okay.
no,
It wasn't
not as good.
great. It just wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a hard one to get behind because for me, 101 Dalmatians is my favorite because of the animation. The story's good, but I love the animation as a kid, and so to see it in live action, I didn't have
was
no
okay.
interest.
It was
Yeah.
it was different because from the animated movie, we're used to seeing all the dogs talk.
Yeah.
So in the live action, none of the dogs are
Nothing
talking.
talked.
Yeah.
But they do capture like at least the
The
emotions.
emotion of the
Yeah.
dogs.
Oh,
Sure.
Pongo.
Alice in Wonderland.
Hated it.
Hated it.
Tim Burton
Never
ones?
seen it.
Despised it.
Yeah, Johnny Depp, like as the Hatter, was like so.
I thought that was
bad.
Madonna.
No, that was like Disney was milking
That
the
was
hell out of Johnny.
Terrible.
They were on something special.
That was when they were just like, so Johnny, we loved you inside of in Pirates.
Yeah.
Just do that for the next 9 movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's not get started through the Looking Glass because that was even worse
Dude,
than
that
Alice in
dance he
Wonderland.
did at the end of the movie.
Ugh.
Dude,
Don't
I
get me started.
cringed
You know,
hard.
you know what's really funny? It really reminds me of Pennywise's dance. It's like
I
in
prefer
the It
Pennywise's
movie.
dance.
In the It movie,
Yeah.
it kind of looks like it.
Yeah. Next one, The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
I actually like that movie.
Nicolas
haven't
Cage
seen that.
movie.
I
Jay
actually
thing.
really like
It
that
was
movie.
okay. I didn't know it was a remake
No, me neither.
I didn't know.
actually.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, huh,
Yeah,
I didn't know
It's a
Yeah.
cartoon.
because it's
Sorcerer's
you know
Apprentice.
it's Mickey with the hat and all that, and then the movie had nothing to do with it.
Oh,
I'm like
that's why that whole scene with like
with the washing
mop,
stuff and all that.
it's
Yeah,
all
I
happening.
didn't know that.
They took
I
that
gotta
scene
see this
Yeah.
again.
and just extracted into a movie.
It's a movie,
Right,
yeah.
it did.
Yeah.
It's great.
It was
And I
on
love
in
that
the
movie.
background, and I like half paid attention to
Yeah.
it. But now that I know it was a remake, I'm like,
It was good as an
Hey, hold
action
on.
adventure.
Nicolas Cage is a sorcerer who's like trying to teach someone is hilarious.
Yeah.
I love
and Jay Bruchel is just an idiot.
Yeah, it's just like an idiot.
I'm a
who's
sorcerer's apprentice. Okay.
God.
It was good. It was good.
Next
Yeah.
up, Maleficent.
I couldn't.
My
stand it.
girlfriend
Nah.
liked that.
Nah, that's
Because
okay.
She's a big Maleficent fan.
Yeah.
That's all.
Cinderella.
No.
No, I
No,
never saw
terrible.
it. Never saw it.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
I liked it.
I
liked it.
I liked it. I liked it.
I
That one
actually
was
enjoyed it.
alright.
It was
Yeah,
very.
that
It was
Gaston
cosmetically. It was very
favorite
well.
character.
Luke
Mhm.
Evans was.
Oh,
was
amazing.
Really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Amazing.
so
I want to just a whole spin off of him.
I don't know if your audience feels like I do,
Mhm.
but I'm so burnt out on crap. Like I have to hear from other people 1st.
Mhm.
If they like it, then I'll actually like take a chance on it and go see it.
If
Or
they're burning out on crap, why are they like listening to us?
some people,
Right.
I mean,
No, because I'm kind of the opposite way. Where like if people start saying, "Oh, it's terrible," I'll watch it anyway.
Hated
Yeah,
it.
same.
Like I'll jump in both feet in
Yeah.
just because I go like I want to know how terrible.
Like
I
the
wanna
Flash,
just
right?
love it.
but I learned my lesson. Like I'm not spending $38 to go see
Oh,
a piece
no.
of crap. So
No.
I'll watch
Yeah,
it
yeah.
like
On like Netflix or like
no,
yeah.
Peacock or something like that.
no.
So
I
you're
got-
the
I got
opposite.
a
For
link.
him, it's
You're
worse.
the
I got a
opposite of
link
me.
for that.
No.
I got a
No.
link for it.
You got links.
Oh, you got links.
Christopher
Oh,
Robin.
links.
I didn't see it.
Is
I
that
saw,
the
like, the
one where he
first
grows up?
Yeah.
with Ewan
That's okay.
McGregor.
Oh yeah, I
It
enjoyed
was
that
okay,
one.
yeah.
That one was cool. That was
Dumbo,
cute.
hated it. I didn't
No.
like it.
No,
I
Oh,
don't
that
like
was
it.
trash.
That was awful.
Dumbo
Yeah,
was
that was
trash.
Never saw it.
Aladdin, hated
The only
it.
thing I liked
Never
about
seen it.
Dumbo is that they got rid of those birds.
And
The
like
Jim
the
Crows?
song,
Have you ever
dude,
seen
like
an
the
elephant
best
fly?
song in Dumbo, and they killed it,
That
man.
was a great song, dude.
You know, the Pink Elephants on Parade. That
Yeah.
whole thing.
Oh yeah.
And
that
Tim
was
Burton
terrible.
needs to be like flogged for that one. That
Mhm.
was trash.
I agree, my friend.
All the-
Aladdin.
Nah.
Never
I
seen
can't
it.
believe that was Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, it's Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
You can
I
kinda-
love Guy Ritchie,
you
but
can-
that movie's not
you-
great.
You can tell. You can tell.
It's
Guy Ritchie.
because I feel like Disney grabs these directors that have, pedigrees under their belts, and then they just say like, "You guys can direct, but we want to make the calls."
I wish that.
Which is why Edgar Wright left Ant-Man.
yeah,
Mhm.
but I feel that if they would have made Aladdin, but instead filmed it like King Arthur, that would have been fun.
We're boring, Rene. Next up,
You ever seen King Arthur?
Lady and the
Yeah.
Tramp.
Never seen it.
Me neither.
It's a Disney Plus
That's a
special,
Disney
right?
Plus.
Yeah,
That's a-
Mulan. Yeah, we
Never
talked
heard
about it already.
Yeah.
Cruella.
It was
I haven't seen it.
The
Okay.
same people that like Maleficent like Cruella.
It was decent.
Here's one that I
wasn't bad.
despise.
I was okay with Cruella because I knew what it was gonna be.
Yeah.
And
Does he
then
like to kill puppies or what?
I kind of watched it
He
like
does.
expecting it not to be, related to
Yeah.
101 Dalmatians.
That's the thing. Yeah, I was going in with that mindset.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they had to connect it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no. I was like, why? Why? I was like, you had me. I was
I haven't
for
seen
it.
it,
I was
so-
for it. Yeah.
I think I'm a big Emma Stone fan, and that's what
I love Emma
Also,
Stone.
yeah, Emma Stone.
But here's one that really I hate it and it really pissed me off. Pinocchio. It was
Yeah.
Oh,
terrible.
I had to
Wait,
repress
is
that one.
Is that the?
I,
which one
I
is
I'm
that?
still in therapy over that one.
Wait,
That
which
was Tom
Pinocchio
Hanks
is
as
it?
Tom
Geppetto.
Hanks as Geppetto.
Yeah.
Monster was now
Wait,
like
that's
this
not
weird monster
Disney.
tentacle.
Is that Disney or
That's
is that
Disney.
Netflix?
I was
That's
thinking,
Disney.
Because I was
No,
thinking
there's a
of the
Guillermo del Toro. That one's
that's
amazing.
right.
That's
That
the
is
one I was
amazing.
thinking of. Because when you said Pinocchio, I was about to go, oh, that was really good.
No, that's
But
Guillermo
I
del
was- I
Toro.
was like, oh,
No. The Disney one had Tom Hanks and it was Rob Zemeckis, I think.
I was
Yeah,
on board
'cause
with
that
that
was
one
the-
for a
yeah.
bit until the ending, and I was just like, I don't like this
But
ending.
but my thing-
It's
but-
just a terrible
but
movie.
here's my
man.
thing, though,
There's
is that
something
I-
missing about it.
I feel like the problem is they get these great directors, and like you were saying earlier, I feel like they strip them of all personality, of like how they would direct, and they go, okay, cool, we're just gonna make a very generic movie, but we need your name
Mhm.
to push this movie.
Yeah.
Because once again, Guy Ritchie knows how to use the hell out of a camera. He knows how to direct a movie, and Aladdin is boring.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really boring. Zemeckis knows how to make
Come
a
on,
movie.
Zemeckis.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and not only that, but also Tom Hanks.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Tom Hanks working with Robert Zemeckis
American
again.
male sweetheart.
You have Tom Hanks working with Zemeckis, and nothing comes of it. Come on.
How many more movies you got on that list?
I just got the upcoming ones. You guys want those real quick?
Wait,
Just
wait,
I'm gonna shoot them off real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should
Fire them.
Snow White, Mufasa the Lion King, Moana, Lilo and Stitch, Hercules, Bambi, The Sword and Stone, Robin Hood, The Aristocrats, and The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
The Aristocats is interesting.
That's a great joke.
That is
Oh,
the
wait.
one that I do want to see. I won't lie.
That's the Aristocrats.
I'd be interested for the
Mm-hmm.
Sword and the Stone because I love that.
How do you
animated
make a
movie.
Hunchback of Notre Dame without?
They videotape you, Brian, as you're bringing stuff.
Wow. Good night, everybody.
This is what I got to deal with every single Friday night. It's just
Gonna rip on Bryan.
I slave behind the computer, getting the content out, and I'm rewarded with do better.
So Brian,
Yes.
you're Enrique. Nick, you're me. Renee, you're George. You guys need a Doyle.
No, we can't do another fourth.
You
person,
need a
dude.
black guy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I didn't say it.
Then, well, if we do, then Nick can't say Krispy Kreme anymore.
Wow.
Yes, you can. Because if he's a Doyle, then he will not buy it at all.
We'll be like, Nick, that's the guy that can say Krispy Kreme all he wants, and you
Wait,
can't.
hold on. Krispy Kreme was Nazis. What are you talking about?
That's not what you said on the last issue, dude.
Did I say Krispy Kreme is something else?
Yeah.
What
You're
I
like-
heard was the N word.
I remember saying it was Nazis.
No, that's not what you wanted. You said, "Oh, what if we replace the N word with Krispy Kreme?" And
Yeah,
that's
I
when
was
Renee-
talking about the
No,
other N-word.
that
I was talking
again
about the
again.
Nazi regime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, dude.
I was talking about the Fourth
Nick,
Reich.
you failed. Just give up already.
I was talking
Just
about
give
your
up. We get it.
Argentinian
You're
relatives.
racist, dude.
Oh, by the way, we got 2 compliments on our podcast from last week.
Did we?
Was
Yeah.
it because of the N-word?
No, it's
Was
just
it-
in
Stop!
general.
You need to stop. You're
It
unhinged,
was
dude.
just, it was
Wait,
just because
wait.
we were funny.
You're onto something here. If you guys want to spread your podcast in the South, you might want to start using it. You have my permission.
You're like East Coast, Mississippi, we're coming for you.
Right.
Doyle gave us one.
No, no. Unacceptable.
Validation.
Doyle, take it back. Don't give him that power.
There's
He
a
can't be
card.
trusted with it.
Make sure we gotta get the card laminated so we can use it.
You know what's funny? I'll just
You gotta hold up your card.
This is like,
You
I'm
gotta
not
pass.
racist. I have a black friend.
do you hold up the card and when you use it, it just burns up
Yeah.
in your hand? It's like blue
Exactly.
flame.
You say it.
Although I do want to say
But
that
it must be presented at any when asked. It must be presented.
I've used my card before and it doesn't work.
No.
What were the 2 compliments?
No, they were just they really liked the skit, and then also what we talked about. I guess that we keep sometimes we try to keep on cake, break up cake on cake.
Have you guys heard about Cake on Cake?
Stop.
This is what we're gonna do.
No, go ahead.
So
How about we talk about it on their show? How about that?
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll bring that up.
Good one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because we're already over our time.
we are
Yes,
already
ladies
over
and
our
gentlemen,
time.
this show is a short one because the second half of this podcast can be seen or heard.
Only heard.
Only heard, not seen, on the Ouch platform. Guys, where can they find you?
Just go to ouchcast.com.
Or they're trash.
You can
Either or.
You can find us on Spotify as well. You can find us
On Discord.
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 You can find us behind the Denny's on Figueroa because none of us.
Arigato, hey. No,
That's where the dumpster is?
that's where the
where
dumpster is.
give out our number, Angel.
If you
Come
go
on.
out to if you go to ouchcast.com, all our socials are on there, kind of. All our links to everywhere we have. It's still a little outdated because Stitcher's still up there, but and
It's
Amazon
okay.
Music and all that.
We were advertising Google Podcasts,
Yeah.
and that thing died like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I think I was still out there too.
Oh, and I still have the Twitter logo, but it's no longer Twitter. It's X.
You know what's,
Oh,
I
X.
was
Same here.
watching the podcast.
you know what's,
yeah.
you know what's so funny? I keep on seeing people put Twitter and then in parentheses X.
Yeah.
No, that's what it is. If you look it up on Google, it's images on X, but then in parentheses is formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, it's so funny.
And then we have a phone number where people can dial in for like voicemails and stuff. And we'll reply
Really?
And stuff. Yeah, we got it's area code 925-421-6824 or 925-421-OUCH.
So what you got to do, Nick, is every time you need the N-word pass, you just dial in and see if Doyle can bless you on the show.
We'll play it on the air, dude.
Dominis
We
Impatris.
Because you know why?
Dominique
When we
Patiu.
made our Google thing, it gave us a Google number. We have a number. We can
Dude, you guys should totally use it, man.
We have.
I'm
have
scared,
We
dude.
have a Google number.
What if like someone?
You obviously vet them. You don't just go, hey, there was a voicemail. I wonder what it says. And then you push play.
Yeah,
Unless you're
Yeah, save that for our show.
Unless
That's
you're
what we do.
froggy, and then you do it, man. Because roulette.
And then it's just
Let's play voicemail roulette.
yeah, and then it's just like Krispy Kremes, and then you're just like,
Done.
But you better be careful because if the wrong people start calling in about Krispy Kremes, you might get some unwanted solicitations. I'm just saying.
Oh my.
And I mean, Angel.
hey, I'm just saying, views of you.
I would love in the near, like in sometime in the future, right, for us to get sponsored by Krispy Kreme.
I don't think it's gonna happen, guys.
A man can dream. A man can dream.
We went on a 15-minute rant about their connection to the.
Dude, I love
to a
Krispy
certain
Kreme,
party,
though,
right?
dude.
Yeah, I don't think they'll.
I love Krispy Kreme.
Too late.
That's like us trying to get Volkswagen.
I'm fine with that.
Unless like donut sales went up because we talked about it.
Yeah.
It's like
Scheiße.
You mean to tell me people aren't interested in going to Krispy Kreme now that they know?
You know what's funny?
It never stopped me.
What we had a listener actually stop and then tell his wife that we can't go to Krispy Kremes anymore.
Just say Lewis, dude. It was your friend Lewis.
My buddy Lewis.
Yeah,
Hey, you have a buddy Lewis. Hey. So does this guy. You can't
have
stop
a buddy
talking about him.
Jealous, bro.
But he what was it? And he actually stopped his girlfriend because they go to Krispy Kreme like every week. And then he was like, "We can't go anymore." She goes, "No, you can't go."
That sounds like a healthy life choice.
Good woman.
though.
Hey man, I don't choose their diet. All right? That's not on me.
Go check out the Ouch Podcast. Everything will be in the description down below. Guys, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
here
you for having us.
on this issue of Keeping Up with the Nerds. You guys made it because we've been talking about this crossover for like months at this point because Rene keeps bringing it up. And it's
Thank you,
interesting.
Rene.
Huh? And you know what's interesting? Is that it happened on like a perfect number, 170.
170.
It wasn't
Ah,
like a
there we
weird
go.
like 167 or 168. It happened on a nice.
So close to 169.
I am blown
that was
away.
so
So close to 169.
You said
That's close.
crossover. They told me cross dress. I'm just saying, I'm embarrassed.
Is that why they mentioned the thong at the beginning? dude?
Yeah, that's why it's chafing right now.
Oof, dude. All right, we ready to sign off? Yes. All right. So here's how it's gonna work. All right, this is how it usually works. So it'll be me, Nick, Rene, and then we'll go this way with Angel Doyle and Enrique.
Got it.
Sound good? All right, let's not mess this up, guys. Ready? Here we go. This has been Keeping It With the Nerds, issue 170. My name is Brian.
Nick.
Renee.
Angel.
Doyle.
Enrique.
Signing off from Undercity Comics. We'll see you all next time.